200 years ago, the world population was only 1 billion, but now it exceeds 7 billion. And our lifestyle has changed during the last 200 years at such a high rate that a new world history can be written. Of course, our needs have also changed to that extent. Almost everything that we touch, eat and see is produced by means of energy. Our need for energy increases day by day, and everything begins right here. The need for energy has determined world politics for the last 100 years. While the East has most of the world's energy resources, the West vitally needs such energy. It is the balance of power that determines how the energy from the resources in the East is transferred to the West. And now, Turkey, the country where the East meets the West, is becoming the playmaker in the new energy policy of the world by using its unique geopolitical force. The natural gas of Iran and Turkmenistan is transported to Europe via Turkey. Turkey is now becoming not only a country which consumes energy, but steers it. This is the start of a new era for Turkey and Iran, because those who steer energy steer the world. Two ancient civilizations of the same cultural geography, Turkey and Iran, open up to the world again in a great cooperation, adding power to each other. Having linked the East and the West historically, culturally, and geographically so far, Turkey will now connect the world to each other with its energy policy as well. The aim of the Ite natural gas pipeline project is to become a bridge of peace in terms of socio-economic and political aspects, rather than merely an energy transmission line between the East and the West. The attempts of the European Union towards the diversification of the natural gas supply along with its increasing demand is an accelerating factor for the implementation of the Ite natural gas pipeline project. Besides the fact that the rich natural resources of Iran will be offered to the European market via Turkey will also be a favorable contribution to the social, economic and cultural integration between the East and the West. While the natural gas consumption of Europe does continually increase, Iran by itself, with 33.8 billion cubic meters, is the country holding the largest natural gas reserve in the world. And Turkey is situated right in the middle of the world's largest natural gas reserve and the largest natural gas market. As the project will ensure the safety and resource diversity of the energy supply to Europe, Iran will further flourish on an international level. The project will play a dominant role in Iran's natural resources, getting what they are really worth in free market conditions and in the further elevation of the economic development and social welfare of Iran. Upon the start of the energy supply, both Europe and Iran will win. Turang Transit Transportation Company will construct the Turkish leg of the Iran-Turkey-Europe natural gas pipeline project, which is deemed to be one of the largest energy projects implemented by Turkey and Iran so far, and briefly called the Ite project. The Turkish section of the project is 1,789 kilometers long. All the necessary processes, such as technical preparation, planning, projecting, and expropriation, have been completed, and Turang Transit has reached the construction phase of the project. The goal of the Iran-Turkey-Europe natural gas pipeline project is to convey the natural gas originating from Iran and Turkmenistan to Europe via Turkey. The Memorandum of Understanding, signed by the Ministry of Oil of the Islamic Republic of Iran and the Ministry of Energy and Natural Resources of the Republic of Turkey on the 17th of November 2008, contains a provision that Turkey can also obtain gas from the transmission line in case of need. The approximate length of the project is about 5,000 kilometers. The length of the pipeline route within Turkey is 1,789 kilometers. The annual quantity of gas to be transported by the project to Europe has been determined at 35 billion cubic meters. Turang Transit Transportation Company has obtained, by virtue of the Cabinet decision dated 26th of August 2010, the Natural Gas Pipeline Certificate. for a term of 50 years for the purpose of constructing the section between the Bazargan, Iran, Doğu Turkey border up to the Ipsala-Edirne, Turkey-Greece border in order to transmit the natural gas originating from Iran and Turkmenistan via a pipeline through Turkey up to Germany. The Turkish leg of the ITE natural gas pipeline project will start from the Turkish-Iranian border and end at the Turkish-Greek border at Ipsala, Edirne, passing through Ağrı, Erzurum, Erzincan, Gümüşhane, Sivas, Yozgat, Kırşehir, Kırıkkale, Ankara, Eskişehir, Bilecik, Kütahya, Bursa, Balıkesir, Çanakkale, and Tekirdağ. The pipeline passes through 17 provinces, 62 districts, 585 villages, and 19,271 parcels of land in total. An urgent expropriation decision was obtained for the pipeline crossing over the tracts of land of 52,000 landowners, and the expropriation operations were proceeded with upon the appraisals conducted jointly with Karadeniz Technical University and Selçuk University. The expropriation operations were carried out by a staff of 97 employees and 235 lawyers. Turang Transit Transportation Company provides a wide range of project engineering services, including 7 compressor stations, 1 metering station, 10 pigging stations, and 48 line valves on the route of the pipeline. The said engineering services include a series of operations such as a technical feasibility report, survey studies, obtainment of the required permissions from public institutions and organizations, and determination of the final route, etc. In this context, Sebat project with Mannesmann, one of the leading engineering companies in Europe, and its Turkish partner, NYNR, conduct the preparation work of the detailed engineering, as-built drawings, and tender documents of the project. During the survey studies performed in the field, the scientific, technical, social, and economic data were evaluated and the route selected. Within the scope of the surveys performed, all the geological, topographical, environmental, social, ecological, and archaeological parameters were examined and considered. Contact was established with and approvals obtained from 525 public entities. A permanent and temporary service corridor was determined along the route to be followed by the pipeline. The construction corridor was designed to be 12 plus 24, in total 36 meters, according to the pipe axis. The pipe transmission line was agreed upon to be 56 inches. The Dardanelles crossing has been planned to be a 36-inch double pipeline. The project was granted the EIA certificate on the 26th of February 2013, which also meets the international requirements upon completion of a 1.5-year assessment process by the Ministry of Environment and Urban Planning. Furthermore, with an incentive payment of 13 billion Turkish lira for the first phase, the project has been granted the largest amount incentive certificate in the history of the Turkish Republic. The amount of such an incentive payment will rise to 20 billion Turkish lira in the second phase. The excavation debris that will emerge during the construction phase will be used, if applicable, to cover the line, in the landscaping operations, and for the access roads. The vegetal earth that will emerge during the excavation operations will be accumulated on the route separately and used for landscaping purposes after the construction. Extremely sensitive planning was done for the protection of the agricultural areas. Without mixing the excavated soil and the topsoil in the construction corridor, the vegetal earth will be laid back on the agricultural areas after the construction. ITE will blaze a further trail with environmental awareness and efficiency, and will generate 210 megawatts of electricity by using the waste heat of the compressor stations, which are 7 in total. In short, Turkey and Iran is implementing a world-class project with a great spirit of partnership. Natural gas, one of the cleanest energy sources on Earth, is being conveyed from one end of the world to the other in order to leave a more livable world for the next generation. Turkey gets stronger by linking the East and the West once more. Turan, transit, transportation, Iran, Turkey, Europe natural gas pipeline project. The energy of the world passes through Turkey.